So the needle for sinew string is going to be a lot bigger than a needle that you would use for upholstery string. It's a lot bigger, so just make sure you get a needle that's the right size for the string. So go ahead and put your sinew string through the needle and make 2 knots. Just like this. And then the next part, we're going to be using our seed beads. For sinew string, you do have to use beads with bigger holes. So these beads are actually 3/0. That's the size of them. So the hole is much bigger in the middle than the 6/0 seed beads. These are seed beads too, but they're 3/0. So go ahead and get 1 seed bead. Put your needle through the seed bead, and then hold on to the seed bead, and then at the same time put your needle into a pin cushion, and then get your seed bead all the way through to the end. Once you get your seed bead to the end of your string here, you're going to hold the seed bead with one hand, grab your needle with the other hand, and then see how the string is on that side? You're going to get the needle and come through the dream catcher, and then hold the needle with your other hand. And then you're going to weave. You're going to start weaving. So you're going to go do your first weave right here, and then hold your seed bead, pull your needle through, and then put it back in the pin cushion. And then you're going to have to pull the excess sinew all the way through so that we get that seed bead on there. So now the seed bead is woven in there. And then we're going to do the same thing with the next loop right here. So grab a seed bead, put it through your needle, and then slide the seed bead all the way to the end. Then once you get to the end, you're going to weave through the second loop. So grab your needle from the pin cushion, come underneath, because this is underneath too, so we need the needle to come underneath as well. Try not to tangle your string. And then grab your needle, and then we're going to weave our second time. Pull your needle through, and then put it on the pin cushion. Put your needle on the pin cushion, and then pull the excess sinew through the weave that we just did. And now your second bead is there. And then you're going to keep doing this until you get all the way around the ring. Now that we went all the way around, we're gonna start weaving with beads around through the next layer. So let me show you how to do that. So grab your needle from the pin cushion, grab a bead, and you can always tighten the knot on your needle if you need to. And then get the bead all the way to the end, slide it all the way to the end, put your needle on your pin cushion while you do this. Once you get to the end, this part's a little confusing because you have a knot right there. So you're gonna come underneath with your needle, underneath the dream catcher, hold the needle with your other hand, come over with your needle, because we're gonna weave through here. You can kind of see where your knot is right here. You're actually gonna weave through right next to where your knot is. So go ahead and weave through there. Put your needle in your pin cushion. Pull the excess sinew through. Grab another bead, grab your needle. Slide the bead to the end while your needle is in the pin cushion. And now you're gonna weave right here. You're gonna weave right here. And we're gonna keep weaving beads on. So hold your seed bead. Come underneath the dream catcher with your needle. Hold the needle with your other hand. Get the needle with your other hand again. And then we're gonna weave this bead right here. And pull your needle through, put it in the pin cushion, pull the excess sinew through. Grab another seed bead, grab your needle, and keep doing this until you run out of string. So the next part, you should have about a hand's length, more than a hand's length of string left with your needle. So let's go ahead and cut our needle off. So here's the needle, so kind of get close to the needle. And then you could just cut this off your needle. Or put your needle in your pin cushion. And then we're gonna add string to the string that we have on the dream catcher. So if you're using sinew, it's just going to be 1 arm's length. If you're using upholstery string, it's going to be 2 arms lengths. And then you're just going to tie the extra string to your string that you have on your dream catcher. We want it to be on there good, so let's tie it a few times. I'd say about 3 knots. 3 knots should be good. But you can pull on both sides of the string to make sure that 3 knots is good enough and that it's not sliding off. Yeah, 3 knots looks good. And then you're gonna put your needle back on like you did on one of the previous steps. Once you get your needle back on, you're just gonna continue weaving in a circle. And then once you get to the middle, before you get to the middle, you'll notice that after a while you can't fit any more beads on the dream catcher when you can't weave any more beads because they're just too big for the weave. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna stop putting beads. I usually like to stop where we began and ended our rope, and so I usually make that a stopping point right here. So now you're gonna keep weaving in circles, except you're just not gonna put beads. I forgot to mention, periodically you want to tighten the string, you want to tighten the weave. So you're just gonna push your dream catcher against your body and then grab the string and just kind of tug on it. Not too hard because you don't want it too tight, because if the weave gets too tight, it could actually break the ring, the metal ring. When you have about 1 inch of a hole in the middle, then you could stop weaving. And then we're actually gonna do a knot right here. It's not really a knot. So basically the very last place where you weaved, you're gonna go in circles around, you're gonna keep going in circles around the same part. Keep going in circles over and over, overlapping each other, and then just keep doing it until you feel like it's gonna be secure enough. And then when you stop going in circles and making that circle knot, I usually leave a little excess here of string at the end, and I'll kind of tell you why. We're going to be putting nail glue on all the knots that we made. So there should be 3 total knots that we made. One at the beginning, one in the middle where we ran out of string, and then one at the very end. So we're going to get the nail glue and we're just going to brush this on to all of our knots. The nail glue that I use for the 3 knots is just brush on nail glue. So I put the nail glue on the 3 knots. Now I can cut off the excess string. You could still leave a little bit of string just in case. And when you're brushing on the nail glue, the knots, I usually flip the dream catcher to get both sides of the knots, because they have 2 sides to them, just to make sure really get the glue on the whole knot.